Now, let's talk about weight loss. Roughly speaking, 3,500 calories equals to 1 pound of fat. So to lose a pound a week, you need to be in a deficit around 500 calories a day. That doesn't mean starving yourself, just being consistently aware of how much you're eating and moving. So again, it all comes down to your calories in versus your calories out. Where people make the biggest mistake is that they don't look at the average calories throughout the week. This is actually the most important thing. And remember, you cannot improve what you don't track. If you're not locking your food, even loosely, it's really hard to know if you're actually in a deficit or not. You might think that you are, but remember that everything will add up. Little oil here, little biscuit there, little extra cheese here, little latte with extra milk or matcha, it all will add up. And that might actually, even if you're in a deficit for 1 day or 2 days or even 3 days, if you then go into a surplus for another 2 or 3 days, then the average of the week might bring you out of maintenance. And this is where a lot of clients go wrong because they think they're tracking, but then they go off over the weekend. And overall in the week, that balance is equal. And that means you're maintaining, staying exactly where you are. Most people massively underestimate their intake. In a study, a woman thought she was eating 1,100 calories, but with scientific tracking, it actually turns out that she was eating more than 3,000 calories a day.
I believe I must be one of those people who has a slow metabolism. I've tried every diet under the sun over the years, nothing seems to have worked. And so I just must conclude that is because of my metabolism.
We asked Debbie to have her metabolic rate checked.
To me, as a complete non-scientist, I understand it to be the rate at which my body burns calories. Is that right? I think it is.
Debbie is put under a ventilation hood 12 hours after her last meal. The researchers can now measure how fast her body burns up calories when it's at rest.
And I looked at the data from today's experiment. It's almost spot on you know, what the predicted...
What it should be.
What it should be.
So I haven't got a slow metabolism.
No.
So I can't even blame it on that anymore.
No, I'm afraid not.
I'm normal, which is good to hear in one way, but not in another. I'd carried around this myth all my life that I might have something called a slow metabolism. It sounded so romantic, and clearly that's not the case for me and for many large people. It's just not true. We're normal.
Debbie agreed to keep a food diary and record all the food she ate over a 9-day period.
Aha!
The first 4 days with a video camera at the end of each day, and the second 5 days with a written food diary immediately after each meal.
Oh.
The idea is to find out if Debbie's eating more than the 2,000 calories a day recommended for the average woman of her age and height.
Oh.
But we're also going to spy on Debbie remotely. She's agreed to drink this special water, known as doubly labelled water. It's ingenious as it contains special isotope markers. By analysing her urine every day, scientists can work out not only how many calories Debbie burns, but remarkably, how many calories she has actually eaten.
Done. Hello, it's day one. This morning we had a massive fruit salad like every morning.
Every night, Debbie must record on video what she's eaten during the day.
This morning I had fruit salad.
On day 5, Debbie switches to a written diary. Instead of waiting to the end of the day, she must write down everything she eats immediately after every meal. At the end of the 9 days, her food diary, video diary and urine samples are all sent to the Medical Research Council in Cambridge. By examining her urine, it's possible to calculate not only how many calories Debbie's burned in activity, but also how many calories she's actually eaten. In her diaries, Debbie records eating well under 2,000 calories a day.
When you did your diary on the video for us, about 1,100 calories. That's how many you've recorded that you've eaten.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah, OK.
But remember that doubly labelled water. It reveals that Debbie, in fact, ate 3,000 calories a day. That's nearly 2/3 of all her calories Debbie either didn't realise she was eating or had forgotten. Now, we then gave Debbie a written diary because research shows this can help us to be more thorough. But the results show she still forgot to record 43% of what she'd eaten.
I underreported. Wow. Wow, that's quite shocking, isn't it?
So if you're feeling stuck with tracking calories or you're unsure if you're actually in a deficit or not, I would encourage you to post in a group, share your experience, share your challenges, and then we can all help each other out and hopefully find the missing link.